Great. It was great. I must thank AWIB and the Met for hosting me, and it was fantastic because it gives us also as performers a chance to show our art to people who don't really know about it.
Right. And what was the most unique thing about this Diwali celebration? I mean, I know back home we do it with diyas and mithai and all of that. So, how was this Diwali celebration a little different?
This was to me a cultural Diwali where we had, when I performed and somebody else did a Kathak, and there was a digital video media presentation as well. So I thought this was great because it brought the culture of India together and showcased it pretty well.
I've been involved with the Met for many years because we do different events here, especially ethnic type events. And so I thought, oh, I want to do Diwali because we've done a Diwali, but not at the great institution, the best museum in the world. So I said, why don't we do this? So I proposed it to Sandra, who is head of education for the Metropolitan Museum, and she approved it. And so, but my view of Diwali is unfortunately not Bollywood. I know I'm not that popular with certain people. Yeah, right. Certain people think, oh, Bonnie, why? Yeah. So I wanted it to be about culture, about the meaning of Diwali, and about the artwork. And then you could find Diwali in the artwork of India. And then the Met has a wonderful South Asian galleries, many galleries. And it goes back thousands of years. And Diwali, of course, has been around for 2,500 years. So we could pick up so many hints about Diwali and how it developed to the present day. So I thought, oh, wouldn't it be great? So then my new BFF is Narupa. So
Should we talk about karma now?
I mean, officially, Bonnie knows more about Diwali than me. 2,500 years did not even know about that.
we are neighbors in Jersey City. So over dinner, I was telling her about the Diwali event at the Met, and she said, oh, I can do a video. I can book some dancers. So that's all it developed over drinks and dinner.
That's awesome. So it all came together. And Nirupa, this is a good segue for me to ask you, how did you decide on the dancers and what was the motivation to get that angle in the Diwali celebrations?
So for me, okay, so the real dirty little secret. I've been in this country for 20 years and I've never celebrated Diwali. So when Bonnie came to me and said, I would like to do something for Diwali, and I said, this is going to be an opportunity for me to almost rebuild my relationship back with my country. I'm from Madras in South India. And for us, for my partner Shailja, who couldn't be here tonight, what was important to document about Diwali is that Diwali is not for one group of people in India or in the Indian subcontinent. And we wanted to make sure that we accurately represented what is actually a very complex, multidimensional festival. As Bonnie alluded to it, it's as cultural as it is sensory. It is as mythological as it is spiritual. And all of these different aspects of Diwali, as an Indian, I thought that this was going to be the way for me to kind of embody myself in this beautiful festival. And so that's why we did it.
And then, I want to make a point about Diwali. It's like Christmas, and it's like Chinese New Year. I mean, it's because the world of different cultures celebrates with family and food. And so Diwali is a way for many, many people in India to celebrate a family and food. And it's just like Chinese do it for Lunar New Year, Christians do it over Christmas. So it's also the world has a way of putting family and culture together.
Absolutely. And the question about why the dancers, you look at the entire evening as an evening of storytelling. So in India, most of the classical dance forms, whether it's Bharatanatyam or Kathak comes from Katha, which is storytellers or story. So we wanted to represent variations of storytelling. So you have traditional storytelling as it is told through traditional dance, and then there's storytelling of the current age. How do you tell a story in this day and age of cell phones and computers, and what other devices do you have in your pocket, right? And so we wanted to combine Diwali as a festival that bridges a lot of things, the old and the new. Religions religions across the Indian subcontinent. It unites a whole nation.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm joined by someone right now who can put any South Asian to shame by his depth in knowledge about our culture. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce to you Kurt. He is one of the associate curators at the Met, especially in the South Asian region. Kurt, welcome to TV Asia and happy Diwali to you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's happy Diwali to you as well. It's wonderful to,
Absolutely. So I saw you introducing some of the sculptures and giving the history behind it. How did you come to learn about all of this?
I began my studies looking at archaeology, and I was studying Buddhist architecture when I was 19, 20. And I traveled across all of North India, and was working at the Buddhist sites, and wrote my PhD on Buddhist architecture, and then I was teaching at a university, and sort of kept expanding my knowledge, and it was very unexpected to end up at the Met, I have to say.
So I should introduce you as Dr. Kurt because you're a PhD. Well, before I let you go, I just wanted to ask you, what was your takeaway from hosting the tour today on the occasion of Diwali?
Well, I think it's really exciting to host this group of businesswomen, and really to think about how the art resonates with that community. It's not a group that often come to my galleries.